It's your friendly neighborhood soup lady here, Caroline Wright, and I wanted to make with you this week a really festive, fallish, wintry soup. It's my Moroccan winter squash, which really is actually kind of fall squash too. We have a half of a butternut squash, a delicata squash, and an acorn squash, a whole of both the delicata and the acorn. I chose these squashes because they have really tender skins that simmer up nicely in the soup and you don't have to peel them, which is a bonus. And then all you do is you split each of them in half and you just scrape out their seeds and cut them into like 1 or 2 inch pieces. See, I didn't peel them. The rest of the ingredients in the soup, we've got a nice can of tomatoes, just an onion, some garlic, some ginger, a fresh or dried bay leaf, my preference is fresh, a cinnamon stick, a lemon, which I peeled with a vegetable peeler, a couple strips, and then I used the juice at the end of the soup. A bunch of cilantro, you use both the stems in the beginning of the soup and you finish the soup with chopped leaves. And then we have some cumin and coriander, some tomato paste, and dried apricots. And of course, we have our reliable garlic. So this is delicious. And then we have some chickpeas that we've soaked overnight. And, all you do is take the dried chickpeas, put them in water, soak them overnight. And if you forget, every single recipe in both of my soup books can be made both in an Instant Pot, which you do not need to soak beans, or on the stovetop, which is so great. So let's get started. A good amount of olive oil, our chopped onion. I like what I'm hearing. And our ginger and our garlic, both chopped. And we stir this until it's nice and soft. We're just sweating these. So again, what I have here is a sauteed sort of sweated onion that's nice and golden with the ginger and the garlic, chopped ginger and garlic, and the cilantro stems, the chopped cilantro stems. So, and then I'm going to add in my spices just to give them a good little toast. First, ooh, smells nice. I love coriander. It's just got that lemony It's got that lemony fragrance I love. And then now I'm going to add my tomato paste and caramelize that a little bit and break it up. It might stick to the bottom of the pan a little bit, and that's okay because we'll be adding water in just a moment. But just kind of mix it in. It smells delicious already. These flavors are based on a tagine, a Moroccan tagine, which I love so much. So warm and inviting for this time of year with all these different squash. It's such a fun one. And this is how I build my flavor. All right. So there we go. You can see it's kind of all stuck together, a little bit of a film on the bottom of the pan. And now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. We have our can of tomatoes. And that helps lift whatever has adhered to the bottom. We've got my cinnamon stick, some strips of lemon zest, a bay leaf, our soaked chickpeas, and here's the kicker, some chopped dried apricots. They soften really nicely into the soup while all of our squash cook. It's just a delicious, sweet addition. This soup would also really enjoy some harissa if you wanted to add some. So I'm going to now add all of my squash and then my water. It's a full pot. Don't be scared. Just going to do my best to stir all this together. Just kind of get things that are on the bottom, off the bottom. Just have everything switch places a little bit. And then we'll add some salt because we just added a bunch of water. Now all we have to do is bring this to a boil and then simmer it for a little while until the chickpeas and the squash are tender. So about 45 minutes or so. All right. So now we have all of that squash is nice and tender, but it's not breaking apart. The chickpeas are nice and tender. I tried one. It smells like cinnamon and warm spices. Delicious. Great. So now we're ready to turn it off. It's clearly like no longer water, but broth. Yum. The cilantro and the lemon zest and all those spices did really good work to make it that way. Now we get to try it and see what needs adjusting. That lemon that I peeled the zest from, I just juiced it, and now we're going to add it to the soup. I love it when ingredients do double duty. Add a little bit of pepper. Give that a nice stir. I'll give it a taste again, and you can just adjust it with all of those 3 ingredients to season to your taste. Just makes it that much brighter. I love this so much. I would serve it over couscous if you're not gluten-free, or steamed millet if you are, and maybe some like roasted chopped almonds on top. Delicious if you're vegan, and if not, add some, rotisserie chicken or something. So delicious. It's very tagine-like. Or even some merguez sausage. Yum. All right. So I bet you didn't know that you didn't have to peel all these squash. It's a nice little cheat. So simple and easy. And I'm going to add my cilantro. The apricot makes it nice and sweet. You got to balance all that out. I'm going to add all of my cilantro to the rest of this soup, but then I'll serve some topped on my serving. Really tasty. Either way. Look how delicious that is. All right, I'm going to take a bite for all of you. This beautiful squash. I want to get a piece of that through the skin. Easy. Yum. Hot. But so good. Whew. Also, I love a chickpea. It's so good in this soup. Ooh, yum. Well, thank you for joining me this week. This recipe is on page 58 in my seconds cookbook, which is available for purchase at my local bookstore, Booklarder. You can get it on booklarder.com, and it'll be signed by me. I hope you pick it up so we can cook together again next week. Thanks again. I hope you follow here and like below on Instagram and on YouTube, and we can join up again. Thank you so much for joining me this week.